Guys, give it up for your next comedian, James!
There was a time in my life, not too long ago either, when the thought of doing stand-up comedy could send me into a scary loop of anxious self-talk. Doubt. I would say shit to myself like, no way in 100 years can I get up there and do that.
I recently found out that I am known as a certified organic single. Yeah, no GMOs, no pesticides. I'm like a grass-fed lone wolf. A nomadic life of free-range independence. I mean, most dudes my age, they got kids, they got wives, a couple dogs and pets running around from past relationships. Not me. Certified organic single. Yeah, this life takes a lot of discipline, focus, commitment. Shit ain't easy. I got nothing but options. Yeah, what do you want to do this year? I don't know. How about some fucking tango lessons? Yeah, sure. I'll get in touch with my two left feet. Why not?
What I'm neglecting to show you is me in the green room about 4 minutes before I walked out on that stage. And I was nervous. I was in the back like, real slow breaths. I start to burp. I have these burping fits. I know it sounds crazy, but it's what I do. Pretty violently too. It's like, these nasty guttural sounds that I release. I'm such an animal that way. It's really kind of rude and nasty, but hey, it's just what it is. And one of the other comics, Jane, she was back there and she's like, there's a bathroom right there. I was like, nah, it's okay. This is just what I do. This is the norm for me. I wanted to get in there and explore that anxiety, explore that fear. Like, what's in there? What's it all about?
Recently, I got into meditation. You tell me a married man on the planet, besides Tony Robbins, who has time to meditate. This is what my meditation practice looks like. In my car, I pull over, grab a quick 20 minutes. So the other day, I'm sitting in my car, starting my meditation practice. I look out my window, and there's a massive teddy bear sitting on a park bench alone. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Bzzz. Yo, dude, what are you doing sitting alone on a park bench? Where's your teddy bear girlfriend? I'm too hairy. Chicks these days want a manscaper. I'm not doing it. I'm like, dude, I get it. He's like, what about you? What are you doing in your car sitting there alone? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm meditating. He goes, oh, you're one of those certified organic singles. I'm like, dude, how'd you know? He goes, because you're a fucking douchebag. I'm like, dude. So I calmly get out of my car, walk up to the teddy bear, and I grab a can of lighter fluid. Because anytime I need a can of lighter fluid, it's always right there for me. So I grab the lighter fluid, and I douse the teddy bear with the lighter fluid, and I strike a match, and I'm like, and you're a monk in a peaceful protest.
Okay, listen, I'm not going to quit my day job. I know I'm a funny person. I make my friends laugh all the time. I have quirks that are strange and weird. But one of the best bits of gold that I got from this journey into stand-up comedy was I found out there's a difference between being a funny person and being a stand-up comic. Just being a funny person is one thing, you're a funny person, but walking out into a room filled with 80 people who expect you kind of to be funny, there's not much of a difference, but there's a difference.
My latest obsession, like everyone in this room, is I have been fascinated with the Ted Bundy series on Netflix. Somewhere around episode 3, I say to myself, oh shit, I got a lot in common with this guy. I mean, he's got blue eyes, I got blue eyes. He was born in Philadelphia, I was born in Philadelphia. He drove a VW Bug. I drive the modern equivalent of a VW Bug. It's a Fiat 500e, orange rearview mirrors. Ladies, don't worry, you can't fit in my trunk.
That trunk joke punchline was given to me from my instructor, Valerie. So a big thank you, Valerie. Obviously, it got a nice little laugh out of the crowd, which is good. It's good to feel that. And it's good to give that too. Not getting laughs is also an interesting thing too. Like when people don't laugh, I actually found that to be okay because that's an area where you want to stay cool. You want to stay comfortable in your skin when no one's laughing at what you say. It's all part of the process. What else? Oh, this is a great opportunity to thank the other comics in my class. Chris, Jane, David, Marion, Eric, Alex, Peter, and I'm James Carson. I like to introduce myself in the middle of my vlogs. I don't know why, I just do. Oh, and my middle name's Brian.
You ever been to an altar boy picnic? Didn't think so. I've been to 2. What's an altar boy picnic? Get this. 50 altar boys jump on a big yellow school bus with 5 priests. And they go have a picnic. What did you think it was?
Now look at that. First time doing stand-up comedy, and I kind of had a heckler. Little guy there was like, oh, ho, 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 ho. I had a little thing going. It was awesome. What did I learn about my experience? I learned a lot, but there's 2 big takeaways that I took away from this whole experience. First one being, I am actually not that nervous out on stage. I don't care if people don't like the way I look, if they don't like my hair, if they don't like my clothes, like all that like insecure stuff. I don't have any of that shit. That's one of the cool things about being a 50-year-old man. You stop giving a shit about that kind of stuff. That part's dialed in. Oh, and also real quick, before I get on to the second bit, part 2, one of the most badass things I've experienced about stand-up comedy during this experience, I'm saying experience a lot, but whatever, it's been my experience, is how stripped down comedy and stand-up comedy it is. There's a light, there's a stool, there's a stage, and a microphone. I mean, that's no overhead. All you really need to be successful as a stand-up comedy, I mean, I'm starting to go really quick here. You need a smart comedic mind and a pen. Can we get on to number 2? Number 2 is the thing that gave me a lot of anxiety, that challenged my fears, that brought me into that room and onto that stage in the first place. What I am insecure about is delivering the material, because I found out something very important about myself through this process. I wing it. I do wing it in life a lot. The closer that date came for me to get on that stage, the more I realized I'm like, oh shit, I can't wing this. I have to learn the material, do the repetition of it, do the work of it, do the memorization work of it. I didn't know if I was going to remember it, but I did.
Okay, so being an ex-altar boy makes me a child of God. And if I'm a child of God, that means that God is my father. And if God is my father, who was the Clint Eastwood looking like walking around my home with the golf bag when I was a kid? Oh, that was my dad, the master advice giver. I'll share with you the best bit of advice my father ever gave me. He said, boy, when you grow up, become a dancer. You will be surrounded by beautiful women. All the other male dancers will be gay. You'll get tons of pussy. Yeah, okay. Too much? Well, I did not become a dancer with the exception of the tango bit. But I did become a certified organic single. Thank you all very much.
The big thing for me that I'm figuring out about what my fear was about doing this was avoiding embarrassment, because what I feared about walking out on that stage was going out there and not remembering any of the material that I wrote out and practiced and rehearsed. And that would, if I can visualize that would manifest as embarrassment. So that's what I didn't want to feel. And I think that's something very common and human that we all can relate to. One of the many things that keeps us all connected. But to quote the amazing George Carlin once again, I remember seeing him in an interview and he said, sometimes in life you just got to say fuck it. I'm going to double down on George and say a lot of times in life you got to say fuck it. And when I say fuck it, I don't mean, hey man, fuck it. I mean just like, fuck it. Like erase your bucket list and just call it a fuck it list. I don't know if I will do stand-up comedy again, but being on stage with a microphone in my hand, I'll explore that again. Absolutely. Absolutely.